Thank you, Mike. Hey guys, yeah, my name is William Ntim, and I'm a senior UX designer at PayPal. I'm going to talk about storytelling, how to defend your UX solutions in the workplace. We're always going to have to speak to stakeholders and explain our work. And this talk is actually divided into two parts: mental disciplines and action items. There are certain mental disciplines that we have to have individually in order to go into these scenarios and these situations as we present our work, and also action items that will allow us to become better in practice well. The first mental discipline is to accept the reality. Pushbacks are inevitable in UX, regardless of your seniority level, unless you are the final decision maker. So if it's your company, then you can avoid that. The second mental discipline is practicing user-centered design. Of course, it's simple. We hear about this all the time, but it's important to do everything you can to keep the user at the center of your work. So practice user centered design. The way you do this actually is by basing your UX work on research, right? So that's going to be the next slide here that comes up. If you center your UX designs around research data and let the research data drive your UX solutions, it's really easier for you to put the user at the center because the data you're receiving is going to be coming directly from the user. And then, of course, you avoid cognitive bias. The fourth mental discipline is to face the reality of blockers. There are several blockers that occur in the workplace: budget constraints and infrastructural limitations, IT, back office, etc. So you have to face the reality that those exist, and they will sometimes hinder your UX solutions from being approved or getting that buy-in that you're looking for. Um, and then let's see. So the fifth mental discipline is going to come up. That's to accept the change accept that change takes time sometimes. There, definitely as UX professionals, we're usually in a hurry to get things done and receive the change, but that takes time. So that's something that we need to accept as well. The sixth mental discipline is to accept that user behavior can be volatile. Users are always growing, always changing, and humans especially cannot be predicted as much as we think. So it's important to accept that fact. Here are some action items that you can use to really storytell and defend your work in the workplace during presentations. Action items, these are things you can do. 1 to 6 will be things you can do, and then the remaining will be more so of a general overview. The first one is to know your audience. So if you're talking to stakeholders or you're talking to business, et cetera, know who's listening, know who you're speaking to, because this helps you tailor your presentation to them in their language. Start with the research data. What did you find? What are some data points that influence the decision? What are some cool things you learned about the users, the problem, the competition, etc.? Let the data lead, and then explain your process, how you arrived at the design solutions that you created, the options that you created, because this will help your listener kind of follow through the creative process and better understand the user experience that you're presenting. Present beautiful work and working prototypes. Take your time to make sure the work looks great, just visually. And then also, if you can definitely create some animated prototypes, please do, because it helps break down your story better. And then present a variety of options. This is a good tip here, that try to present 2 or 3 if you have the time, because it gives the listener, or the stakeholder, an option to choose or to kind of follow through and feel like they're a part of the project as well. And then always end with user research. So you start with the research and then you end with the research as far as maybe testing or usability, focus groups or whatever kind of research that you guys did at the end of the day to get the UX validated, and then give room for feedback and error. So understand that you might not always be right, and you may have to adjust some of your work, and that's okay, because you're human too. That helps you just prepare for what's going to come, however the presentation goes. Now, this part is actually after your project is shipped. Follow up on the project, make sure you're gathering more data on its performance out there in the market, so that this will help you iterate, as you go on. And then you get back full circle to accept the reality that the work that you ship might not necessarily be the solution that users are looking for. And you might have to reiterate and then keep iterating until you come up with a final solution. So that's what I have. And I hope that was beneficial to you guys. Thank you.